Source. The reason I picked this one because it was a mailer. So I'm gonna say mail.
Letter, yellow.
Letter.
Okay.
So I've got a kind of a new letter campaign you'll hear about in the future.
In April. In April at the Business Scaling Secrets event.
The term, 60 months, but so I calculated all my paydays initially on 24 months. So even if you screw up on your paydays, I noticed that Zach was doing them on 36 months, and I always send you my paydays based upon.
Conservative.
So, but I'll do this on 36 months. So let's see, I just want to make sure we stay on this. So I do have this on a 60 month, and just to let you know, I wasn't real clear on the subject too. So we're going back to the seller. I'll tell you that.
So this is subject to?
It's not subject to now. It's a sandwich lease, but I'm going back to the seller, and we're going to get it subject to. So they've already agreed to it because there's not much equity there. So we'll just take it subject to and keep it, and that'll get us the equity pay down we're looking for. So trying to stay on payment.
Mail, was it expired or physical? I'm sorry if I missed that.
I'm sorry. This was it was a mail. Was it vacant house, Beth?
Which house?
I'm doing 210 Southwest Jasmine. Remember they sat on the letter for 6 months? Okay, so this was a vacant house. The people were ready to abandon the house.
And they
okay?
sat on the letter for 6 months?
She literally, all of a sudden, just called one day and said, "I've got your letter." And I'm like, "A letter? Which letter?" And, oh, that one. The one we sent out 6 months ago. She said, "I knew we'd call you eventually." They tried every other way to sell
We've
it.
got them a year later.
Yeah, so, and I know they wait longer. So the payment on this thing's pretty small. It's,
Oh, we were going boom, boom, boom really quick.
I was, 1092, sorry. 1092. And the, what do we got here? And payday one. Payday one is about 29 grand. I'm just gonna use round numbers.
That's cool.
29 grand. Payday two, we actually thought it was gonna be about 300 bucks, and this is where so this is a USDA loan. So when I sat down with the buyer, we put the taxes back on the deal, just like you're supposed to do. The problem was, I looked up the taxes at the tax assessor's office. So what we put back on the deal was correct. What the USDA did was the payment we were paying, they hadn't recalculated the additional taxes they paid. It took them 9 months.
Upside down?
So it ended up kind of screwing us. So we only got a $100 payday a month on it. That's why I called the seller. I said, "Look, can you guys pay this $200 a month?" And they said, "No." I said, "Well, then you're going to sign it over to me, or else I'm just going to turn it back over to you." And they said, "We don't want it back." I said, "Okay, we're going to sign it over."
That's why that clause in the agreement works, if nothing else, what he used it for. He probably didn't really want to give it back, right? But if the clause is in there, he can give it back.
There's only like $3,000 of equity for a seller anyway. So by putting it subject to, I can keep it long enough to get the pay down. So anyway, so payday two is about 37. We'll just say 3,800 bucks. And payday three, because payday three ends up being about 10.8. So, but that would leave us at like owing 35 bucks at the end. But now that I can take it subject to, I'll take it out 60.
What's the principal pay down then, if you keep it longer term?
The principal pay down is about 300 bucks a month. So I'll just keep it. I'll just let it run until I can get it out. Like I said, I put it at 10.8. But we'll probably let this one go longer unless they want to cash out.
Now, that begs the question about our philosophy that we always tell you guys. Our goal is to what? Cash out buyers, right? Unlike a lot of people. So what will he and Beth do on this? They just won't call and bug the people, like push, because they have an end date. They already pre-screened them. If they do their job without push, they'll cash it out. But usually they need a little push. Even though you pre-screened them, they just won't do that, right? Yeah. You just let them sit, and then you'll bug them about a year. When you want to cash it out, you'll bug them if it's subject to. You just leave them in there.
Yeah. So just one last thing on this property. Northeast Florida was second hottest real estate market in the country. So we started going outside of the area, which sometimes, I mean, I've heard it, everybody says their market's hot. Well,
yeah.
It's freaking hot. It is. So we started going outside of our area. So This is Keystone Heights, Florida, which, if you're in Florida, Keystone Heights is not on the way to anywhere. And so it's about a 2-hour drive for us and about a 3-hour drive back.
So how many times did you go to the house?
We went to the house actually twice.
Okay, so you went to the house twice, so you spent 4 hours, and it's 49, 53 or so grand, is that all right?
Yeah, it's about, no, that's 30, about 30,
40 something.
yeah, something like that.
All right, I had a question, wait, Dave, on,
Don't even have to know how to do math.
forgot it.